Today we've got a big project planned, and it might be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing from us, but it's very familiar to us. So as you can see, I've got Ryan. He borrowed the bucket tractor from work, and we are moving all of the pine mulch that we got last year. It was located over in our old vegetable garden from the first year we moved here. So he is moving it here for me, and we're just gonna make a nice thick layer of mulch for an ornamental garden. All of these young trees that are in the barbed wire fence line will be cut out and fed to the goats, so those will all be removed. So we've been blessed with some throwaway plants from Ryan's job. All of these are perennials. We have Canis, Coreopsis, Hydrangea, Lantana, and Dianthus. So we are going to plant all of these in that area, in addition to some of these. These are all butterfly bush. They were in small pots, as you can see, so the plants themselves are pretty small still. But we have got to get them in the ground or they will die sitting here without pots on them. So although I would rather be planting stuff in my vegetable garden to feed my family, these kind of have a higher priority at the moment, and we need to get them in the ground.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
So I took the hard rake and I pushed the back of the mulch pile right into the barbed wire to help prevent weeds from coming in from the pasture. It's not 100% foolproof, of course, but we like to do things as naturally as possible without the use of herbicides. So it's gonna help a little bit, but of course in any garden situation there's always gonna be weeds to battle, which seems to be our biggest problem. Liam, what you doing?
There's some worms in the garden.
Is there worms in the garden?
Yeah.
Are you finding them?
It's not the garden.
That's not the garden yet?
Hmm?
You want to go in the vegetable garden and find them, huh?
Yeah.
Is that why you wanted to come garden with me?
Yeah.
Oh, you like worms.
Yeah.
No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kitten and maid, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
All right, we are going a good foot or two deep on this mulch to help prevent the weeds from being a problem. We are keeping in consideration that this is our pathway that we come down to the barn. So I've been following this faint trail that you see, and I'm moving the stick each time Ryan brings another scoop. I move the stick down so that he can see where it needs to be added to. As he comes, I smooth the surface out to the edge where I want it. It is going to be a pretty good sized bed. It's going to be pretty. I'm excited. I can tell you one thing, there is no way we would be able to do all of this work without the free mulch that we got dropped off last year. So you never know when you're gonna need these things. We also got all of the plants for free, and we were able to borrow the tractor for free. This is such a blessing. This is gonna be full of flowers and butterflies and bees and birds and little boys picking flowers, right, Liam? Yeah. Most people would have layered this with cardboard, herbicide, or weed fabric. We are doing this 1 foot to 2 foot deep. We are 2 feet deep at the back of the fence, tippering down to 1 foot deep. That should help us with our weed control. All right, so our back layer is cannas and butterfly bush with an oak leaf hydrangea on either end, and then outside of the oak leaf hydrangea we're going to plant some yucca. We have 2 yucca from Ryan's uncle that we're going to plant. They're tiny now, but they're going to get big, so we gave them a good amount of room. We are planting things a little bit closer than I would normally do so for these types of plants, but I want this to literally be a bed of flowers, and this is definitely gonna get us there. What do you think, Ryan?
I think so. I think we're gonna have all sorts of pollinators.
Oh my gosh, yes. The butterflies will absolutely love it here, as well as hummingbirds and bees and lots of fun things to come visit our garden. So most of you know us as the goat people, right? I mean, generally that's what most of you are here for, is all the goat information we share.
Wait, I thought I was chicken people.
Chicken people. I've been called the tomato lady, the butterfly lady, the goat lady, the foraging lady, the mushroom lady. But what you didn't know is that we have a pretty extensive background in landscaping and making flower gardens. This is something that we both have a ton of experience with and have done a lot for other people, but we never really got a chance to do much of it ourselves. We had a small flower garden at our old place, but since we've moved here, we've been so focused on animals that we've neglected gardening all around, as you've seen in our vegetable garden. So with these free plants and this free mulch, I'm hoping to create a spot of beauty that I get to walk by every day on my way to take care of the animals.
And you'll get to share it too.
That's right. You guys will see this and watch it grow and develop. There's already butterflies all over these plants as we're planting them. So we're gonna get this back row planted, and then we're gonna do the next row, which is going to be the smaller snowball hydrangeas and dianthus and coreopsis. And the dianthus and coreopsis are great nectar sources for even more butterflies. And they are perennial, and they will reseed as well. I'm pretty excited about this.
Awesome.
What did I say, guys? Butterflies are already visiting. There's a giant swallowtail butterfly. It is so big, y'all. Alright, stage 1 is complete. We got our little yucca down in the corner, oak leaf hydrangea, and then a wall of cannas and butterfly bush against the fence. Those will grow nicely there. And then an oak leaf hydrangea and a yucca on this end. So now we just got to get some of these perennial flowers and the snowball hydrangeas planted in the front. What you planting, Rowan? Hyacinth? Hyacinth bulbs. Mommy got you some from those pots that never got planted. And you can plant them all along the front edge. Wow, this is gonna be so pretty, Rowan. Thank you for helping. You're a really good helper. What was that, Rowan?
I think this is my special talent.
It is one of your special talents. It's one of your mommy and daddy's special talents too. We're pretty lucky to have so much knowledge about gardening and landscaping.
If you don't see the other windows, we're supposed to be here. It's just a little bit buried right there.
Okay. Yeah, because you're going to go back and bury them anyway. So if daddy's in your way, you can come this way and start putting it over here to the right. See, that's the last one you had. So make a hole right there. It's almost already a hole right there. Good job. This is going to be so pretty. All right, so I've got the marigolds I had out by the mailbox that were drying out. I decided it's too hard to keep them wet by the mailbox anyway. So we're gonna put it in this bed and they're gonna stay nice and moisturized. I have a couple of lantanas that have come back from death's door that are on each end. So I think we're doing pretty well here. I think it's gonna be a pretty garden. What do you think, Ryan? Pretty. Did I say pretty too many times? Alright, I may have called that a yucca earlier. It's not a yucca, it's an agave. I was using the wrong term. Sorry about that. We've got everything planted. We have little bulbs all throughout this front edge for spring color. I know a lot of these plants look really raggedy and wilted and sad, but Ryan's over there struggling to get the hose so that we can water it all in really good. I've got my two little house plants that I wanted to pot up. I put them into one of these pots that we emptied. And all of this is gonna get a good drink. And we already have a Gulf fritillary visiting us. There's been butterflies all over the place while we've been out here. I'm really excited. I've got these 5 banana plants that I didn't plant in here. I just don't know where to stick them in at. We kind of got carried away with all the other plants. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll water them at least so they won't die. So a lot of you don't really know that much about my horticulture history and my experiences outside of the homesteading stuff. So I worked as the horticulture supervisor at Serenby for a little while before they started growing their community. And then my career path kind of stumbled around through some other jobs. And then I got a job working at Callaway Gardens in Georgia. Those of you that are from Georgia are probably very familiar with Callaway Gardens. I initially began working at the conference center and maintaining the gardens and landscaping around that. I quickly moved over to the butterfly center where my real passion was. I have been a butterfly enthusiast since I was a young child, sitting on the front porch of my beach house with my mom, watching the clouds of monarch butterflies fly over on their migration. Working at the butterfly center, we underwent a major renovation. We had a tropical enclosed conservatory that we completely gutted and started over from scratch with all different kinds of tropical plants, from foliage to nectar sources. We also completely redesigned the outside butterfly gardens with all native, mostly all native plants for the native butterflies. We had lots and lots of nectar source and host plants so that we could have a thriving butterfly population there. I then started to miss growing vegetables. So when the job offer came from Serenbe again, I began working back at Serenbe as the garden manager for the inn at Serenbe and the farmhouse restaurant. The farmhouse restaurant had its very own vegetable garden that we did all organic vegetables for the restaurant. It was a lot of enjoyment. We grew so many vegetables, and they were always maintained beautifully because it was also a place where we did garden tours. There was also a 5-acre landscaping all around the inn gardens, and yeah, it's right there next to you. And we maintained that as well. So Ryan worked with me at the inn and the farmhouse restaurant gardens. So we gained a lot of experience working together, building gardens, putting in new gardens, ripping out old gardens, and everything from nectar plants to landscaping plants to vegetables for the restaurant. We have always had a vegetable garden in our own backyard as well. Unfortunately, this past couple of years at this location, I have not gotten a good vegetable garden yet. A lot of that has to do with time and energy and 2 small kids, but a lot of it has to do with anytime you're starting a new garden somewhere, there's always a big hurdle of weeds. So we have not succeeded at that yet, but I'm hoping that this garden right here is going to be our first real success here on this property. What do you think, Ryan?
Garden therapy.
Garden therapy. So we're going to water this all in very deep. Each plant will get direct water so that the water will stay in that mulched area and continue to give it some moisture throughout the week. If anything starts, by tomorrow it will be perked up. Half of these plants just needed a drink today and weren't even wilted before today. Have a seat, sweetie. So by the time tomorrow morning rolls around, most of these plants will be perked up and looking like brand new plants again. Some of them are a little bit worse condition than that and will take a little bit more nurturing. So we will keep a close eye on them and make sure that they stay watered and happy.
It's looking good, y'all.
It's looking real good.
And it feels good doing it too.
Mom?
I tell you what, I was not feeling so great. And then when I started gardening, I got happier and happier, didn't I, Rowan? Gardening make your mommy happy?
In the camera, do you see a butterfly?
I bet they can. Can you guys see that butterfly right there by my elbow? You can come on back in the camera too.
No.
You just wanted them to see the butterfly?
Yeah.
You can sit right here in front of them. You're a good boy. Liam went inside and fell asleep on the couch immediately. He was pretty worn out from his work earlier. I think we're all gonna sleep well tonight.
I hope so.
I don't know about you, but I worked up an appetite. I'm hoping that you can fire up that grill and we can grill some of the veggies that our neighbor brought us.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yes, grilled squash on the grill. Oh. We have a couple of peaches left. We could do our famous grilled peaches with balsamic reduction and goat cheese. Ooh, I was just gonna rewrite that blog post to put it up on my blog too. So I think I'll do that. All right. We get everything watered in really good, right, Rowan?
Yep.
So we get everything watered in really, really well so that the mulch can do its job of keeping the moisture in. It'll be bounced back and beautiful in no time. Ryan is taking out the trees along the back of the fence. It's gonna make it look 100 times prettier instantly. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome. The goats can thank me too.
Oh yes, look at that nice pile of yummy. Lots of pecan and oak for them. The goats are looking like, what are you guys doing over there? I heard you say goats. What do you say, Rowan? When the end of the video is here, what do we say? Is that right? Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already.
See you next time on Wholesome Roots. Wait, which one? Which button?
It's on the back.
It can be on the front too. The red button on the back will work.
Ooh.